So let's start the tea time sharing. Yeah. Today I will share a book named Computer as Theater to you guys. The author of the book is named Brenda Laurel, and we can see that it's published at 1993. It's long ago. But the main concept of this book is quite new at that time. The author tried to demonstrate the activity of the human computer using this theater and drama theory to try to transfer this concept and review the past 20 years. We can see that the user interactive and human participation activities is very highlighted in the computer area, and so we can start to review the content that the author showed in the book. First, I will quick introduce the background of the author. Brenda Laurel is a software engineer. Actually, her background is drama instead of the technical part. After she graduated from the university, she was recommended by her friend and joined a software company. But the company developed not very well, and she need to find another job. And she want her boss to guide her in her career decision. And her boss suggested her to do some work at the bank because they have some new machines in that. But she just concerned that's why, because she have no any background about bank, and her boss told him that you can use in computer to make this easy for people to use. So it is this word inspired her a lot to focus on the interface and human-computer activities. And she tried to use her background drama and theater to help people to understand their user interface in the computer area. So let's jump into the main content of this book. Actually, this is the first computer game in the world, the Space War. We can, after publish this game, this kind of computer game tends to be popular, and we can figure out a direction in this field that instead of calculation or the calculation function of the computer, why this kind of computer games tend to be popular, it may because of their interface, because in these kind of activities people will join this whole process and participate in this, so it is the main reason why. And so inspired by these kind of computer activities, we can did more research in the interface part. Interface is not just the visual or visual part or just the icon. Actually, interface should making the computer systems and the application easy to human to use it. It is main thing for the interface. And also it also highlights that human and computer as two distinct parties whose conversation is mediated by the screen. Actually, the computer screen is a channel that's to build the bridge between the human and the computer and make connection among them. And at the same time, the interface should it is a shared context that action in which both are agent. This is concept is that just like an example that when two people play piano together and they need to have play the same content and play it at the same time, it is what we mean to the agent. They need to have the same tempo at this position. And we can also describe the interface into these two disciplines, psychology and graphic design. Psychology is a subject that aim at study the human behaviors, and graphic design is mainly focused on how to display the real world in this kind of tool. So this is the main basic theory she mentioned before. And then we jump to the main thing, drama and human computer. Actually, it's hard to connect these two areas together because we think they're far away. But according to this book, we can find some connection among these two areas. Yes. Before we create things, we need to think why things is in the ways they are. Actually, this is 4 reasons why the things are going on this way. The first is formal course. Formal course is what the things are trying to be. In the human computer, it demonstrates in their actions and the shape of actions, and it's just like easily help us to understand using the drama theory. It's a completed plot. You can demonstrate in the type of comedy and tragedy. And the other reason is the materials course. It means what it is made of. In the human computer is made of the graphics, sound, text, and in the drama field is made of the sound side actors. It is what made things to be this form. And the third reason is the efficient course. Efficient course is which it is actually made. In the human computer part, it demonstrates in the skills of the tools and the technology part. And as for the drama, it demonstrates in the playwrights and the artist. And the end course is when it is what it is intended to do when the word is completed. In the human computer part, it demonstrates in the functionality. It's what people how to use it and make things functional. And as for the drama, it demonstrates the pleasure, that is the feeling for the people, how they think of this. And then they also demonstrate the 6 elements in the drama. It is the 6 things animated in the drama: action, character, thought, language, melody, spectacle. It is these six elements made the drama tends to be the final work. We can see that also have the same elements in the human computer. So in this part, the author just want to connect drama with the human computer to find the common area for them to further the study. Actually, they are not independent. They have some connection. We can have a deep research in this. In this part is how to make the connection in detail. This is what they called flying wedge. We can easily understand this graphic that it's as the time goes by, the things will change. Just as you at this point, before the at the beginning of the play, anything can happen because you have no idea about the characters, no idea about the situation. So anything is possible. But as the progress goes on, and you may have found some development of the story, you may choose some of the possible to the probable area, and at the end of the story, just one of the probable tends to be the ending. And this area potential is what not showed in this play, but it is possible in the start parts. It is drama theory. How can we use it to demonstrate the human-computer activities? We can use the simple use case that when we use the computer, there are a lot of folders in the computer. We can have a lot of choices. We can choose folder 1, folder 2, folder 3. It is our choices. It's in the possible part. And when we jump into one folders, we can see the document A, document B, document C. It is in the probable part. We just narrow our choices into this folder A, and then we click one folder, one document, it is our final decision, which means it's the necessary part. In this case, we can using the drama theory to demonstrate the real user situation in this part. Actually, in this graphic, it's more detailed because we cannot ensure every play is the same. Maybe it will change a little bit because of the light design, because of the because of the actions of the actors. So it may have different changes in different play. So it will tend to be necessary 1, necessary 2, necessary 3. So in this way, we can thought the computer activities, that's because people have different requirements and different preferences. They may have different choices in this part. And then this is well called Freytag triangle. It shows the raising actions and the falling actions in the whole process of the drama. It is symbol 1. It can to be a development of a story from the start, and we have the key points that make a decision. Then it's the end part. Actually, we can demonstrate it also using the real user situation in the human-computer part to demonstrate that this drama process in our design of our human-computer activities. It is more detailed one. Instead of just falling down, just increasing part or decreasing part, they have some details showed in this. Just like if we want to buy a house using the spreadsheet to make a decision. Firstly, in this part, we may demonstrate different prices for different situations of their apartments. And then I may make a decision for one of the best one according to my research. So in this human-computer part, we need to add a function that focus on one part, and then according to my real situation, I may have if I have not enough money, I may have made some sacrifice for this. Maybe I need to sell my cars. Maybe I need to do something else to get money. So in this part, we need the spreadsheet has a function that I can choose more or focus on this. And then after I got the final decision, I need to clean the sheet and make the final budget of this. We can using the whole drama development to demonstrate the real case of using the of some using cases in the computer part. Then they also demonstrate some more there are some more concepts of the interface parts. Engagement is one of the author highlighted in the book. She demonstrated in the concept that willing suspension disbelief. We can using a case to understand it is that when we are watching the play, we know that it's not the real, and maybe some of these points may be not is the same as our knowledge, but we still want to know what happened in this part. So this kind of engagement, we can explain it in the willing suspicion disbelief. Think of the computer not as a tool, not just as a tool, but as a media. In this part, we want to using the computer as a bridge that to connect two things together. And the computer-oriented representation is seen as an honest explanation of what the tool is and how it works, and because that's how the designers understand it. And also the interface represents the real-world objects. People will naturally know what to do with it. And in this part, they also just want to demonstrate that we need to connect the real world with the computer things to make the connection between them. They also mentioned that the interface metaphor is a theory very important in this book. Just like when we design the desktop of the computer, we may using some icons. These icons may similar with the stuff in our real life, but in the computer side, they may have more functions. They have more functions, not just restricted in the real one. Just like folders, in our real life, we can open it and use it, but in the computer's part, we can set different documents in the folders. It is what more about our real life, and it is what we can inspire from our life, but we can think more to make it better in the design parts. And it is what the author mentioned in the new direction in the human computer. This is mentioned in 1993. We can found the direction she expected at that time. These few areas, just like an environment of writing, the smart house, multimedia, virtual reality, we can review their development nowadays. Actually, it's really appealing, this trend. Just like the environmental writing, we have the Bluetooth and other tools to help us using the writing functions. As the smart house, we have the Nest and some tools to appealing people to use and help them to easily use it. And another is multimedia. We are combining different media in recent design to satisfy people's needs. And also the virtual reality is also he mentioned in 1993. And nowadays we have Oculus to using different channels and technologies to satisfy people's needs. And according to the concept the author mentioned in it, we can conclude that human-computer interface is majority need to be easy for people to use, and the main concept for them is build the bridge for people and the computer. And they also highlight that we need to consider that people's participation and engagement in this part, and also need to highlight spectacle. This is what they want it tends to be, using different channels to make it become their final work to satisfy people's requirements. And also the interactivity is very important, not just with the computer, but also highlights the part the interactive with people, and also demonstrate the real user situation. Just as some drama concept we mentioned before, we can use in the drama theory to help us to demonstrate real user case and make a good design using this knowledge. And also we can make a structure to make everything goes smooth and goes well. So it is what I want to share. Actually, there have a lot of theories in this book. I just highlighted what I understood about it. Yeah. Hope that